Hello, Pamela here with Passionate About Scrapbooking, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the Texas Hill Country, Fredericksburg, Texas. Welcome to Make It Monday Live with Pamela. This is the second time I've started this because I got an error message the first time, but I think it was live in both places after I went and looked. So I probably should have looked before I canceled out. So if you're joining me today, say hello. Let me know where you're viewing from. Whether you're watching the live or watching the replay, I would love to know. So thanks so much for being here. Thanks so much for being patient with my Monday technical difficulties. I'm excited for today's or this week's Scrap and Create kit that I've put together using the new on the go sweet collection. It's an online exclusive that I think went live the first part of March. It's getting to where I can't keep up with everything because we have mini catalogs, we have scrapbook brochures, we have catalogs, we have a new catalog coming May 6th, and we have online exclusives every month as well, plus kits. Like 2 to 3 kits every month. So lots of stuff on the website. So be sure to check out my website at passionateaboutscrapbooking.stampinup.net. Good morning, Debbie. Thanks for being here. Thanks for saying hello. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me okay. And I was going to look. Let's go over just kind of what's going on this week so far. And maybe a little recap about last week. So I used the Floral Delights Sweet Collection last week. So there's videos on Make It Monday, Story and Sketch on Wednesday, Feel Good Friday, and you can check out all those projects. I do have Scrap and Create kits of that still available. You can purchase them for $26 with just full sheets and half sheets of designer series paper and cardstock in the kit, along with some embellishments. Or you can purchase it as well, pre-cut for all the projects that I did last week. And you can also purchase the PDF file. I will have all that updated today after the live. Good morning, Charisse. Thanks for the thumbs up, Debbie. And again, let me know if you hear any static. I think it went really well last week, and maybe I just cleaned my AirPods a little bit. I think that helped. And this week we'll be using the on the go Scrap and Create kit. So the kit will include all the paper that you need, including embellishments, to recreate the projects for the full week. So today I'll be doing a 2-page 12 by 12 scrapbook layout. And on Wednesday, I'll do a 12 by 12 single scrapbook page. And on Friday, we'll do two fun fold cards. So you'll receive in this week's Scrap and Create kit, you'll receive this for free when you place an order of $50 or more through my Stampin' Up! Website. Or you can purchase this kit for $26 as is, or $32 pre-cut. And you'll be receiving some of the, I don't remember what these are called. They're, why can't I even think? Surely I have it written down somewhere. Anyways, they're little puffy stickers. They're soft, and there's a whole sheet of them. And then you'll get some of the baker's twine that is included in 3 gorgeous colors. This kit includes the new Strawberry Slush color. It's one of the in colors for 25-27. And as a demonstrator, I was able to get the new color ahead of time. But this stamp set or this stamp pad will be available May 6th. And these are all the colors that are in the collection. We have Azure, I guess that's how you say it. That's how I say it. Azure Afternoon, Strawberry Slush, Crushed Curry, Pumpkin Pie, and Shy Shamrock. So this is 24-26 in color. This is 25-27 in color. So all of that's been incorporated in here. And then you will also receive half a sheet of each pattern from the designer series paper. So let's look through it. So travel theme, retirement theme, new home theme, because it has keys in there, but that could be like a new home, a new car, a new or a hotel key. Then you've got the travel things, some luggage tags type things, some journaling blocks. You'll everyone will get a little bit something different because some of these sheets, there's another side that has different patterns. So you'll get something a little bit different possibly than what's featured here. And then turn it over and you can see those beautiful Strawberry Slush and Sky Shamrock, those in colors that are patterns, tone on tone patterns. So these alone are really fun and they can be used with just about any type of stamp set. And then these are more theme oriented. Now there's not a stamp set that goes along with like the luggage. So I am fussy cutting some of that out, but I have a really cool grid pattern for you today on my layout. Then you'll also get some 8.5 by 11 cardstock sheets. There's Shy Shamrock, Strawberry Slush, Azure Afternoon, and Pumpkin Pie. So we'll be using those colors. You'll also get I haven't put it in here yet, a sheet of 8.5 by 11 basic white. And then you'll need some 12 by 12s for your scrapbook pages that we'll be doing. So I've got 3 sheets of white willow in here, along with a basic black cardstock, two-tone cardstock. So this is the full kit right there. And then I've already busted into my kit. These will ship out next week, just FYI. So you have until Sunday. I don't know if I put a date or not. I don't think. This coming Sunday, which is Easter on the 20th, to place your order if you want to get it for free. All right, so here is my kit that I've already cut into and prepped for today. So this is some of what we have left in the designer series paper and that black cardstock. Okay, so I'm going to keep all that together so we know what we're using. And I do need to add, I'm going to go ahead and add my white, basic white cardstock in my kit. All right. And I guess I'll pull out, I don't think I have to pull out any more. Well, I've got to figure out my title, so I might need your help with that a little bit. So I'm going to pull out that black cardstock. And then here is the stamp set that we're going to be using, the bundle. So it's tags to go. So a lot of little um, sentiments, I guess. Great for cards, but this will also be great for your scrapbooking. I'm going to show you how to use it for scrapbooking. So it's a cling stamp set, and then you have all these cute little tag and key elements along with some hearts. So we'll use these throughout the week as well, and we will have to cut a few of these possibly today, just a couple. And our paper today is going to do most of the work for us. So I'm excited about that. I'm going to keep this handy over here. If you'll notice, I got a new black matte for the background. I think I'm going to like it, I hope, a lot better than the white one. So we'll see. And then I did bring in, I may use this exposed brick 3D embossing folder some as well. And it's going to be in the new catalog, so that's why I grabbed it. It's an older, it's a carryover is what they call it. Some of the products are carrying over, but there are tons of things on the last chance products. Some are being discounted as well. But when they're gone, they're gone. So if there's something you've had on your wish list, I would recommend grabbing it ASAP. All right, and then an important note, starting tomorrow at 8 a.m. Mountain Time, I believe, the Stampin' Up website will be down for maintenance so that they can transition, change some things to bring in our brand new Stampin' Rewards program that launches tomorrow. So if you haven't gone to my website and updated your Stampin' Up account, or if you haven't created a Stampin' Up account with me yet, jump over to my website and do that at passionateaboutscrapbooking.stampinup.net. And good morning, Christine. And you can be ready to opt in later tomorrow into the new Stamping Rewards program. Website will be down for about 6 hours, they said, so it'll be after lunchtime, mid-afternoon. I'm going to bring my keyboard over here and I'm going to see if I can put my website in there for you real quick. Whoops. Scrapbooking.stampinup.net. Let's see if that works. There we go. And so you can see it on the screen right here for a few minutes as well, or a few seconds. All right, let's get busy. I'm excited about today because actually I think it's going to go really quick. Because as I said, the um, paper is going to do most of the work for us. And we'll just be doing, I think, a little bit of stamping. Don't let me forget to use this date right here. I know I'm going to go with this sentiment, life's, no. Yeah, I think so. I'm going to do life's detours are better with you. I could do that one too, but I'm not sure it'll fit on when I want it to fit. So we'll debate for a minute about that. And before I jump in here as well, I do want to do one more thing. Let's see here. I've got to figure out the title that I want to go with. And I asked ChatGPT to help me with a few things. So let me see if I can get this printed out and I can share it with you. And we can see what my title would be best as. Let's see, I need a new document. So I like to use ChatGPT to kind of help me brainstorm ideas. And then I'll copy and paste it into a Word document. And then I'll print it out so I have it to work with throughout the week. You can ask ChatGPT to give you ideas for scrapbook titles, photo ideas, journaling prompts. I think I have another photo over there I need to grab as well. So let's see if it's going to, I got kittens jumping all over the place, playing. See what this one is. Oh yes, I want this one. I think I used this photo on another layout not too long ago, but just this one, I think. I'll have to go back and look. I don't really care because I'm kind of scrapbooking a different journaling prompt. I just figured this would work well. to kind of, I'm focusing on the travel part of our trip that we took last summer to Florida. You know, like going to the airport, being on the plane, um, just the PB&J 24 on the beach, and then leaving the hotel to return home. All right, so here is my um so I asked it, yeah, for title ideas, journaling ideas, photo ideas, and this is what it generated for me. Creative title ideas, great for die cutting. I did tell it I wanted to use the mini alphabet dies and the alphabet Alamo dies. And so here's relationship plus travel combo, going places together, you plus me equals adventure, wonder with you, forever my favorite destination. Life with you is the journey. Let's go, love. Detours and dates, miles of memories, suitcases and soulmates, adventure partners, and then some simple travel themed. Pack and go, travel time, next stop us. Wander often, hit the road, adventure awaits, weekend wanderers. So I'm going to sit on that just a little bit and we'll figure out what our title can be. If y'all have any other ideas, I would love to hear them as well. So Christine loves that exposed brick 3D embossing folder. Oh, I can share with you a card that I made yesterday. One second, I'm going to let these cats go outside and play a little bit. Come on, y'all go outside and have some adventures. Come on, kitty, kitty, kitty. Let's go. Oh, and then Lady wanted to come in. I'm trying not to leave the door open because our oldest cat that we have right now, Pumpkin, he's not even quite a year old. He will be at the end of the month. I'm not sure what happened to him, but both his hind legs have wounds on them. I don't know if he got hit or attacked or caught up in a trap or something. Good morning, Lori. Hello, Carol. And anyways, he's not in very good shape, but we're watching him. He's been doing a lot of resting, and we're trying to keep him inside. We knew he got had some issues last week, or it's been about a week, week and a half, and then he kept sneaking outside and leaving for another day or two, and then coming back, and he was worse each time he came back. And so he's been home for like all weekend long now, sleeping in Jeff's chair nonstop. So say a little prayer for Pumpkin because I think he's getting better, but who knows at the moment. All right, so let's get busy. I'm going to set this aside. So, anyways, this is my card that I made yesterday using this collection of products. Super bright and fun, far away but close at heart. This is for our Mail It Monday. Make a card, Mail It Monday is what it's called. And then it's make a card and mail a card is our tagline. And I'm doing this Insta Hop, so it's primarily on Instagram. There's links to everybody's Instagram, and these are all fellow 2025 Stampin' Up! Artisan Design team members. And there'll be a handful of us, or one or two handfuls of us, doing the hop each Monday and different ones as well. Yeah, I'm really kind of concerned about him. So we doctored him up last night, and he's just doing a lot of resting. So hopefully he'll be okay. But Tomcats, who knows how long we'll have him around because he likes to be outside. All right, so I did a Z fold card. I love it. So anyways, I got to play with this collection a little bit already. All the little heart dies there, the little tag dies, and that embossing folder in the back. So I was inspired by, I made a matching envelope, but I was inspired by this week or last week on Friday, the one of the artisan design team groups, we're grouped into 5 artisans each, and I'm in group 1, and then there's 2, 3, and 4. And I think this is group 2, but I'm not sure. And I printed these out, so I'll show these to you. But these are some of the darling projects that the artisans in this group created using this collection of products. So I was inspired by a few of them. So be sure to check out the Instagram page, Stampin' Up's Instagram page, and their Facebook page, and you'll find those and can get a closer look at those. All right, let's get to it. So I'm going to start off with, let's go through our photos and what we got in my little pile here real quick. So I've got going through the airport terminal to get on our plane. There we are on the plane. Our obligatory, is that how you say it? Selfie on the plane. And then while we were on our trip and then leaving the hotel. So I figured I would just document that. That would be fun. So you can see I've got some 3x4s and 4x4 photos here. And then I have photo mats for those as well. So let's go ahead and just put those on there. So these are 4¼ by 4¼ I thought about doing some flip flaps, but I don't think I will this time. I think I'll keep it pretty simple with just this kind of traveling days theme. And then what's really cool about this designer series paper collection is that there are like journaling cards. This was a full card, 4x6, so you could leave it like that, but I cut it up and I'm going to use one of these on one of the mats. And I decided to bring in a little bit of black just to give a pop, little contrast to the page with all these bright colors. And there's lots of black outlines on the elements as well. I've already fussy cut some of my designs, my elements. And then I think I'm going to use this one. Well, actually, I think I'll do this one because my journaling, I think, is going to be over here. I think this one will work well. I haven't printed out my journaling yet. I think I'll try to do, since there's like a grid pattern on here, I think I'll do my clear shipping labels and see if I can make it to where it goes there and then down here. And but I'll do that later. Now you may be wondering why part of my suitcase is cut off. I'll share why I did that one in a minute. All right, so all of that's prepped, which is good. That's before, so kind of in that order, I think. I'm going to set those aside. And then this is going to be for one of the clusters, so we'll come back to that in a few minutes as well. So let's work on our design. So this is a, a grid design for like the background. This was inspired by an old workshop scrapbook page that Kelly Baxter Fitzgerald did with Close to My Heart. So I'm doing something similar with collection, on the go collection. I haven't quite decided. I had it laid out. I'm wondering if I do every other one. I don't know if I could make that work, but we'll see. I do that. Maybe I'm going to turn all these different colors. So maybe stick with the same pattern going this way. So that paper, then the strawberry slush. Of course, I've got that one. So maybe, yep, that might work. Another one over here. And I'll position it where it needs to be in just a second. So then another green maybe right there. Don't know if I have enough of this paper to go all the way around. What's on the back of it? I don't really want to use that plaid. Whoops, a couple snuck up under there on me. Okay, and then we'll see. Let's look at this one. So this is going to be our background on both of them. If I continue it over here, I could do this up here and then this. And I don't want to, I want them all a little bit different. So turn them a little bit different maybe. And then do I have, there's that one. And then maybe that's going to end up, did I do that right? There, 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 there. Guess so. And then this one, I think this, I don't know. This is where it's going to get kind of tricky. What are the other ones? I may have to look at my scraps and see if I can bring in another one of those maybe. Then I want this over here. I'm going to turn it differently. I will have to trim off the corners. And I might have, okay, this is where I think I want to see if I can get this one, maybe in one more piece of that. I'm not sure if I have it or not. So let's look through my scraps here. What I ended up doing is cutting most of these 12 by 6s into 6 by 6 because I wanted, there's some more of it. So maybe I can grab a little bit more out of that. That way I have these to work with along with this. I don't know if I'll use any of this on anything, but that way I'll have some of these to cut out if I need some larger elements. And then this is what I used on the back of that on my card. But I used other paper, not out of my Scrap and Create kit. I wasn't sure if I could get it all out of there or not. There's that one. I don't need that. Gonna kind of look, and I saved this 4 by 6 because I thought it's cute with this paper, but it might be, I might cut it out and then I can stamp some of the sentiments on there. All right, so just double check. Okay, I think that's what I'm gonna do is use this. So this one's gonna be like super heavy on the designer series paper, which I love. Hello, Petra. Thank you. It was group 2. I thought so, but I wasn't quite sure. All right, so I think I will cut this like at 3 inches. Again, this is a 6 by 6 piece. So I can save this for a card probably. And we'll cut this in half now because it's a 3 by 6. I'm going to cut it at 3. And now I can switch this out and put this one here. So I think that's going to work. I don't know yet if I like all that pink right there, but a lot of it's going to be covered up, so it's not going to be a big ordeal. I could kind of turn that so it doesn't all look the same. I have some of this one. Which one is this one? And then what's on that? That's the pink. Don't know if I have, don't know why. Why don't I have another one of these? Because it's that, which is this. Okay. So maybe I'll do this one over here. That way we have a little bit of each one, I think, on here. I think that'll work. And then we can save this. That'll still leave us plenty of paper for our other projects. We have lots of cardstock we can work with too. Okay, so I'm going to push that out of the way a little bit and we'll focus on this one. Come over here. I want to get all the paper laid down and then we're going to do a little bit of splattering, I believe. So the easiest way to get this started, I'm going to pick this up like this. It's going to be starting with the one in the center. Keep it in order. And then we've just got to find our center. I was looking for one of my rulers. I kind of recall that it fell on the ground earlier, but I don't know where it's at. So yesterday, last night, let me look here. I got one. So last night at almost 10 o'clock, Bevan comes in and she was started asking, "Do you have some paper? Do you have some pink cardstock? Do you have this?" And I told her where to look because I was washing dishes. And I'm going to go ahead and put some adhesive on the back here so it can go down when I'm ready. And it turned into a card making session. She was trying to make a card for her boyfriend. They're going to be celebrating 2 years on the 19th, I think. Let me see. So I've got it lined up on the 6-inch right here, and then I've got it also, this should be the 6-inch center right there. So I'm going to see if I can line it up with the top and bottom, like right here. That should be about the center. Let me see if that is. Yep, that looks pretty good. Okay, we're just going to go with that. We'll do the same thing over here in a minute. And then let's lay these back out. And then we can just work around. Okay, so I guess we have the pattern here and then the pink over here. Like this, I want to go in. I think I'll do this one going in. Oh, I already put that one down, so I don't know that it matters too much. I'll do both those kind of going the opposite way. Look at all the cute little elements in there. All right, I think I'm going to start with this one and then I'm going to let it overlap over here and then we'll trim it down. So just right at the 6-inch, I'm going to leave, I'm going to barely tack it down just to make sure I've got the width in between all of them that I want. Okay. Yeah, maybe we'll go across here and then we can just center those. Hello, Susan. Hey, Jackie. Thanks for joining me. And let's see, how close is that going to make all of that? I may have to pull those out just a little bit. Because I need a little space in between there. Okay, so more like that. Ends up being right between the 2 1/2 inch up here. Same thing with this one. It's going to need to. So you just have to fiddle with this just a little bit to get the width that you want in between each one somewhat the same. I might can bring that one in just a teeny bit closer. And since I have it on this white base, I'm going to do the black splattering. That is my plan. Again, you can keep making some adjustments if you need to. You want to bring them in a little bit closer. And I'm trying to kind of alter the direction. And the reason I'm turning these into here so they kind of face that way is that it all kind of help your eye focus in on the center there. Let's see. I guess that's pretty close. That one doesn't really matter too much. Just get it centered in between those, lined up. Maybe pull that a little bit more. This one I think can come down just a smidge. Make it to line it up right. So they're pretty close right here. All right, I think that's pretty good. Let me find my scissors. Now I have already tacked this down with some temporary glue dots just in two separate corners there. The glue dot, I don't know if you can see it, but I'm going to flip this over and just trim these off. So you could save that for maybe keep it in your scraps. We might can use that on another project this week. Those little triangles are always good. Make a cute little border using the two-tone side. So there I'll have like 4. I'll have a total of 8, I guess. Now let me figure out how I had it. I think I had it this way. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and stick it back on here. Again, we are going to do a little bit of splattering, but let's do this side next. And kind of get it how I had it laid out. Okay. And we'll pick up these in order. Keep them in order. Leave that middle one. And let's get this one down. All right, I'm going to do the exact same thing. Let's line it up. 1 or 0 and 12, and then on the 6-inch, slide that up under there, and then it should come out from past the 4 and the 8. It looks like about, let me push it in there a little bit more. 4 and 1, well, 3 and 7/8, I guess technically is what that is, and 8 and 1/8 down here. Okay, I think that's pretty good. And then let's look at our, yeah, looks pretty good. All right, here we go. Lay these out again. So these now I'm going to turn in toward this way. This one I probably should have turned. I could still, I guess. I suppose I could pop it up. It's mostly going to be covered up with a mat, so I don't know that it's that big a deal, but you could turn it so that they're all going in this way. Now, all these are going to go in this way. And then since that one's going that way, I'm going to turn it that way. This, maybe I want to, same thing. Let me do this one. Now, this is one of the reasons I like to use the adhesive tape and not the glue, green glue on my scrapbooking because I move things around a lot. So now that one's facing that way, that one's going that way. I'm going to do this one. I'm not going to move it yet. I'll do it later. I'm going to flip it that way in a minute, I think. So it's different from that one. And then I'll just do that one the same. So it's going in. Yeah. So those two will end up being the same. Okay. So I think I'm going to try and see if it makes it a little easier doing it this way this time. Going up and down. So it's about 1/8 of an inch apart, I guess. So this is a really fun color combination, a little bit different for traveling than I guess you would think. Maybe more earthy tones. I think our last travel collection with Close to My Heart was more like navy and red. See if that lines up okay. Yep, that should be right. Feel like this one might be a little crooked. Hello, Lily. Good morning. I have my iPhone mounted right above me here. I have a tripod and I bought like an extender arm off of Amazon that's held by the tripod. So might be some pictures on my Instagram. If you scroll through it, I'm not sure. Uh, and- oh, and on Saturday, I got to meet a young lady who her mother is best friends with Barbara, who's a former Close to My Heart maker that went to on stage and picked up my on stage tote catalog and etc. And anyhow, Abby is her name. She was in Houston a few weeks ago or right after on stage, but she's from San Antonio, so I connected with her on Saturday when Jeff and my in-laws and I went to San Antonio to see The King of Kings in the movie theater at the IMAX there. It was so good, y'all. And I highly recommend either going to see it. I don't know if it'll be on the Angel app or not. I'm not sure how they're doing that. But we went and watched that. And then Abby met us afterwards and gave me all my goodies. So I have my tote and my bundle that I had ordered. I wasn't able to, I didn't end up going to on stage due to some financial issues and just couldn't quite make it happen. But I had registered for it, so I kept my registration and still got the goodies and so forth. So I was very disappointed that I didn't get to go because I wanted to meet all the new artisans and see a bunch of my former close to my heart maker friends who are now demonstrators. All right, there we have it. So you can see how it's kind of bringing everything into the center here. All right, so let's do a little bit of splattering, and I think I am going to do a um, line around the each one a little bit. So I'm just going to, my pictures are going to go across through here. So I think, and I didn't mind too much if I got on the patterned paper a little bit, DSP. And I'm just going to go here and up to here, I think. And I'm just barely flicking the tip of my, whoops, I made a little mark there. I may have to cover it up. Um, Dark basic black is what I'm using. So maybe not get quite so close when I flick. Okay, I think that works. Maybe I'll just put a little bit more right in here. Maybe it'll went right there, but that's fine. Okay, and we'll get our photos. We're gonna go across like something like this. There's gonna be my journaling. Not sure how close I think I want it more over here, centered. Let me see, because I want my little focal point to be right down in here somewhere. This is going to take up most of the room here, and then these are kind of be centered. Okay, we can get those down. I think I'm just going to adhere them flat onto the paper. Oh, well, I can go ahead and do this, and then I want to do my lines. Yay, Debbie. Hey, Wanda. Good morning. All right, so I'm going to do this one. So right about in here, so maybe a little bit lower. This is going to give us room for a title. Has anybody thought about the title? Let me grab that sheet one more time and I'll lay it over here. Y'all can see that. I kind of like the going places together. The wonder with you is cool too. I could do a big wonder and then just with you in the um, mini alphabet. Again, you could use some of our flip flaps on here if you really wanted to add a bunch of photos. I'm just going to keep it kind of minimal. So I did scrapbook about some of this already. And I was looking more at the squares there and not like exactly where I was putting it on here. So I need it to be pretty close. Well, we could do like 1/8 of an inch maybe. Bring it in closer over there and have a little space over here. We'll do that. Did I get it down? Yeah. And then do I want this and this, or I think I'll actually put this in the middle. Since it's off kilter kind of, yeah, you kind of have to watch your straight lines here. I'm just trying to position them about the same width. And these mats were 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. And then the photos and this are 3 by 4s. All right, there's that. Now I'm going to do a title over here, probably right in here. And then a couple of little elements from the stamp set, I think. I don't know if I'll fussy cut anything else out, but I've got all of this that I can do like right in here somewhere. Now, the reason this is cut off a little bit is because it was on the edge of the paper. So I cut it out to see if I could manipulate it so that I could still use it. And I think I can by kind of putting, I'm not sure how I'll put the umbrella yet, but there's also a little passport that I think I got this idea from one of the artisans. Um, I have the attachment for the X-Acto knife, the cutting knife. So I could undo this, put this in, and then I'm going just to use the little edge right there of my, I'm going to cut right on that black line, and it'll put a little slit in there like that, and you can tuck in your little passport and glue that in there like it's sticking out. Whoops. So I'm gonna do that, and then I think that's all I was gonna do. So where's my lid? There. Be careful with this. It can be quite dangerous. And then put that back on because I use this all the time. I don't know that we'll have to use it today though. All right, I should have made a note of who that was inspired by. And I'm not sure who it is. So I do need to, wasn't sure, but you can also use these little brand new tag punches that are available. And we can punch a little hole. Now the dies actually punch the holes, but that'll punch a little hole in there so we can put in some of our twine. So you'll get about a yard of each color of the twine. I think I'm going to use that one. So it's Strawberry Slash, Azure Afternoon, and Shy Shamrock. And I'll probably just do it simple. Maybe two little, how about like 6 inches? I'm going to do two of them. So I'm going to do two the same length. So we still have plenty. Don't know that I don't think I'll use it anywhere else on here. I don't think. Bring the tails together. This might be a little tricky to get it through here. I need to get some of those flossers. I think I did it this way yesterday. Okay, I think I got it. And then just bring the ends up through there. So you have a cute little tag. And I got to decide where I want this. This I am going to pop up. I think I need, well, no, I'll just use all of my, what do you call it? Negative pieces in here. So we can cut these. Don't let any of this go to waste. Okay, that'll work. I didn't run through. Okay, I'm gonna hold on that for a second. Okay, I think I lost my second umbrella. They keep disappearing. They keep flying away. Oh, there it is. Good. Okay. Pretty sure I'm gonna find one around here somewhere because I cut one out and then couldn't find it. All right. So I want to add this. This is gonna go in here, so I may have to redo my thread. And I'm gonna do Life's Detours Are Better with You. And I don't think I'll be doing any of the keys today. We'll do something about that on Wednesday, I think. But I might, there's no other, I was just looking at dies. We might want to do a couple of hearts. And then I think we'll just use a lot of our puffy stickers to add a few embellishments here and there, I think. How big is that? Not too big. Enjoy. We might stamp that too. So let's keep this handy. Let's bring in our white, basic white cardstock so we can do a tiny bit of stamping and die cutting. I'm going to, I have no idea what I'm going to create for my fun fold cards yet on Friday. I'm going to cut this in half at 5.5. So I have a card base if I need it, but I'll probably use some of the other cardstock. Let me find my piercing mat. We can do some stamping on here. I'm going to stamp this first and then I'm going to cut it out. I think I'll cut this out of, there aren't really any hearts in the puppy sticker, so I may cut that out in a color of cardstock. We'll figure that out here in 1 minute. And let me see, I think I do want to stamp this. And I think the word enjoy will fit. We'll stamp it in black. We'll do those in black, I think. And yes, I might do like some orange because I got a little bit of orange going on here. So if I stamp it in orange, we'll stamp that in orange. I need my black ink pad. Grab it. And Maybe our hearts can be an orange, just to bring in a little bit of that around. I like that idea for this particular page, I think. So again, I'm going to, how about this time we cut it up like this? Just thinking of fun folds. This might be, make a fun fold. Whatever I figure out. But this piece I can use to do some die cutting. So let's stamp that. What other? There's, I can see a couple of other things that I could stamp. This one I want to stamp and cut out, fussy cut out. So we'll just start right down here. And where is my stammy? So just a couple of little elements, and that way we can get in these. And I've got to figure out too where I want to put that stamp that I told you. I don't let me forget it. This one right here. I'm going to put it on a block so we can figure out where it can go on here somewhere. Okay, so there's that. Then I can do enjoy. And I think maybe these are like little passports, but it's reminding me of a little photo. Let's look at it here. It looks like a frame. It looks like a photo, a ticket. It could be a ticket. So what else do you think it could be? It could be on the luggage, like a little nameplate or something. Okay, now this might be tricky. It's up a little higher. That works. Could also stamp it and then, but none of it's clear. So that makes it still a little tricky to stamp on there. So you might have to play around with that a little bit since these are the clean stamps. So then I think, because I could have some orange over here, maybe an orange over here, I'm going to do the geotag. Is that what they call that? I'm going to do it in orange too. Okay. And I'm just going to do one of each because we have all those puffy stickers that we can incorporate. Now I do need to do this. What were some of the other sentiments? Congrats. Today marks an adventure. You're going places. Welcome home. Far away but close at heart. So I want this in black. And I got to figure out, make sure I can get it like right in there. Okay, so I can cut that out. And then I think I'm going to do this date stamp right on let me see, well, there, I don't know that that's going to fit. That doesn't really fit on there. Now it might fit on there, but I think I'm going to just stamp it directly on the page. Clean this up. Does anybody have any photo ideas, journaling ideas that you would do with this page? Let's brainstorm together. You have, could you scrapbook a new home? Or maybe someone was in the military, came home, or went on some long travels. maybe school overseas, or they're heading out. I'm thinking this would be a fun one for graduation, either high school or college graduation. Today marks an adventure. You could get that on graduation. So I may be using this for Bevan's graduation card. Then someone who lives far away but close at heart. You could use any of these to do your, like a mini title. All right, I think that's, and then I want that out of that. Okay, I think we're good there. Now let's rearrange some of this. I'm gonna pick this up and just put it over here for the moment so I can bring in my cut and emboss machine. We also need to cut our title. So I think I'll do that all in black using I didn't pull those out yet, so got to see if I can find them. Those, actually, I have some cut out of black already, so I might use those. Because look, I've got all these letters cut out. And I'm not even sure where my other shoved up under there. Yeah. Oh, and I forgot. I'm missing the letter C from my uh, alphabet a la mode. I'm sure I could make one if I needed to. I need to do a little bit more moving around of my clean up my space and see if it somehow fell. I'm already seeing some interesting stuff. The cats may have pushed it up under some of my printer areas things. All right, so I don't know that I'll cut that, like I said. Let me do all of this real quick. And I am looking for my plates. Oh, they're on here. Forgot I grabbed them. All right, so let's line this up. Think that looks good. I'll keep it closer to the bottom there. I may cut off this piece when I'm done. And then those are going to be fussy cut. So let's just run this through first. All right, so there's that. And I'll fussy cut this. I'm going to do just a couple of little hearts. I might cut this twice. Put over there. Guess y'all can see what I'm doing. I have it pushed up here very far. There we go. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm not going to run this paper all the way through because when I do that, then it impresses some of this onto the cardstock and makes a interesting little pattern sometimes. Okay, there's 3 little hearts. I'm going to do it one more time so I can do like 5 little hearts around. Those can go with my puffy stickers. And then also consider you could cut these 3 little hearts like right out of some, like a photo mat or your card or your photo mat. I could have cut some out on the corner of one of these. There are some different ways that you could use this little die. Cut them out individually like this, or like I just mentioned, cut them right out of one of your mats or something. Cute little hearts. These would be fun in shaker cards as well. Hmm. May give me an idea for Friday. All right, is there anything else? I don't think I need to cut anything else out. So I'll put that away. And we'll bring back, well, I gotta cut that. Silly. Oh well, but I haven't figured out what I'm doing yet. We'll figure that out and bring it back in, I suppose. All right, so see how it kind of, there we go. Clean that up a little bit. I'm just gonna cut around these, cut a little square out. That's going back into my, both of these are gonna go back into my scrap and create kit so I can use them on another project. So there's all my, I guess I should be careful with my scissors before I have some type of injury like Pumpkin does. And then I'm just gonna fussy cut this out. And it can go up over here somewhere maybe. And then this is the geotag. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what they're called. And that might can go up here somewhere with a cluster of the puffy stickers. We've got our hearts. I'll just keep those right there for the moment. All right, let's build this up real quick, and then we'll figure out our title. It's got that. I want to redo this now, but maybe I won't have to string it back through there if I'm careful. And just try to, this hole's a little bit bigger, so it might be a little bit easier. And maybe not. Let's see here. Ah, I had it. I almost had it. Twist it around on each other and see. Okay, I got it. You can see how they're already getting kind of frayed, so that's all right because they can just keep doing that. But if you come up through the back side, you'll get this pretty loop right here. If you go the other way, it's going to look like this. So whatever your preference, however you want it to look, it can look like that, depending on which way you bring the ends through the hole. I haven't decided if I'm going to take that off yet, but I think I can go ahead and put these down. It's like, be careful, Pamela. It did get a little bit of foam stuck on there. Get my adhesive remover. Okay, so things can go on an angle about right there. And I think I will put, think I'll just leave it on there, but I think I'm going to have it covered up. I need a little bit more right here on the bottom part. So the way this cuts, it almost makes it like a little ticket. You could just tear that off possibly. Let's figure out kind of how I want this. Probably about right there. I can tighten this up a little bit. I think I'll leave them longer since there's room right there for it. And then this is where I can possibly do a little finagling with, oh, I can even tuck it up under behind there. That'll work. I'm going to do that. So I do need a little bit of dimensionals right back here. So the rest will just sit right there on the, I'll kind of just tuck it up under here. I'll do it at an angle a little bit. I don't know if that's where I want it. I'm just trying to cover up that little area. So I think that'll work. I'm going to just glue that right down. And then this, just layer these pieces. And remember, we cut that little slit in there. I'm going to just glue that in there real quick. So that little slit, tuck that down in there. Position it how you want. I need it pretty much centered right there. I'm going to put the, because that's popped up. So this piece needs to be popped up on here. And then trying to multitask, I'm not doing a very good job. And then I can actually kind of turn it. I think that works. If you want to put a little adhesive right back here, you can on there. All right, so there's our little primary focal point. We're not going to do a lot of clusters on here right now. And then now we just really need to do our title. So did anybody have any recommendations for the title? Don't know that I saw any. All right, so I think there's going places together. Maybe I could do together in the big font and going places up on top. So I think it'll be too much to do. You and me, you plus me equals adventure. Forever my favorite destination is way too long. So is life with you is the journey. So I think I'm going to just do going places together. So I need going places. Let's see what we have in our letters and if we need to cut any others. Going places. Going places. Let's just going places. There's an O. Oh, that's a Q. The O is probably what I'm going to have to cut. Going. There we go. Goin. Sorry, you'll have to watch me do this. Is there L, P, there's an R, R, lots of R's, P, I need L, and an E. Probably all the letters I need are not in here. Got that already. So let's pull out, we'll do it this way, so maybe I can find them easier. H's, lots of H's. There's an L. There's a C. Let's see. I might can. There's an O. Yay. Need another G. We almost have it, y'all. See if we can find the E. That's probably what's I'm gonna have to cut, but it's okay. It's easy to cut just one. Looking. Going places. Does anybody see one? I don't think so. Just I found one! Yay! Okay, so we don't have to cut any of those. So I'm gonna move these over here. Okay. And these, see if we can get them tucked back under here mostly. I think I missed one. There we go. Deal. All right, and then this one will be much easier because it'll just be going places together, and I don't need a um, I'm gonna spell it out up here. I don't need a C, thank goodness. Wish I'd had these on here properly, but together. See if the G, I do need another E. There are a couple of duplicates. Together. There's another T. Okay. So I think that's what we need. I've got to let the dog out real quick. Let me be. Kittens that want to come in, I'm not sure. I think Pumpkin still crashed on the couch or on the in Jeff's chair. He's made that his new home this last couple of days. Thank you, Susan. Christine says, I sort them into envelopes separately by letter. Ah, because it was driving me crazy that I could never find the letter I was looking for. Whew, that's a lot of envelopes. But I guess, I don't know. Right now I have them all in colors, but I understand, I totally get that. So I'll think through that. All right, so let's cut our together out of black real quick. And we're getting close to being done, so we don't have too many more elements to do. Just cut this, get our title down, and add our puppy stickers and the few little things we cut out. And we'll be done. Here comes Peanut. Ah! He was standing on my alphabets, so it's a wonder they didn't end up all over the floor. All right, I need that black cardstock, so now I have to find out what I did with it. It's hiding right under here, I think. One second. Let's try and get it up. Yeah. Don't think I can fit. I don't know. Let's see if we can fit it on this little piece. Possibly. We just might be able to. Let me move this up a little bit so y'all can see what I'm doing. All right, two. I don't know why I'm going that direction, but yep, I think we can make this work. Awesome. I'll just do them this way to make them make it a little bit easier to fit on there. So then we still have this full, probably about 4 by 12 inch piece that I'm going to put back in my scrap and create kit. Ooh, I'm backwards. Just one second. Gotta. I usually have the handle on the other side, so it's making things a little difficult for me because I'm right-handed. Oh, there we go. Hope that worked all right. I think it cut it before it popped out of place. Yeah. Yeah, so you have plenty of um, black cardstock to cut that title plus this one in your kit. All right, here we go. Oh, I'm so excited. I can't wait till the 1st of May when I can play with the brand new gigantic alphabet that's coming in the new catalog. And then we can figure out fun ways to incorporate all three of these together. All right. Now we can wrap this up. Let's see here. Let me look at my ideas over here, maybe. Let's see if there's anything else I need to. Oops, sorry about that. Peanuts crawling all over everything. Up here, gonna make a mess, knock things off, I'm sure. Let me see if I can. I don't know if he moved it or not, but okay. So going places together, I'm going to put together down first. Where is my silicone mat? There it is. It's a little dirty feeling laying out here. We're all coming up here now. So I gotta hurry. And the E together. I don't know if I can get it. Okay. Now I'm trying to decide exactly where I want it positioned. I'm okay with it going like right there. I think that'll work. It's within the boundary. It doesn't have to be. It could be up a little higher, but I think I'm gonna do it like that. So let's get, again, I like to use my dot adhesive Let's start it right there and go backwards. I got two kittens up here. So Peanut and Jasper have been fighting over the little basket that I put over here on the end of my table. Jasper found it first. They like to curl up in it. And then a few days ago, I think Peanut was in it, and well, they were both in it, and they were fighting while they were in it. You need to get off there. You're gonna bend up my paper. I don't like it with y'all up here. All right, this is a little time consuming, but I'll try to keep going quickly. So who's excited? Oops. So not that quickly, Pamela, because then you put the wrong thing down. There we go. 'Cause the E needs to go next, doesn't it? Who's watching? Who caught that? Whoops. Who's excited for album retreat? Now, if you're a former Close to My Heart maker, you should be excited if you enjoyed them while we were with Close to My Heart. That was my absolute favorite event that Close to My Heart ever did. I loved every single one of them that I went to. I missed a couple, probably around the time right before I got divorced. Maybe right before, right. I know I went to like 2013. I went to the one in November of 2015. I remember that. And don't, so I missed a couple in between like 2015 and then I went to January of 2020. And then of course they all went virtual because of going places together. Gotta decide how I want to do this one. I want to line it up, or I'm gonna put it out all the way this way first. And then I did all of them virtual. I still have some to finish. And unfortunately, I'm guessing that the videos have been deleted or going to be deleted by Facebook. That stinks. I hadn't gone and looked. I'd saved all the Facebook groups, but oops, it's going to be like this. All right, I think that's going to work. What do y'all think? I think that works. That's what I'm going with. And I'm just going to line it straight up like that off the grid. Yeah, so that's all that geotags paper and strawberry slush. Yeah, I really but I mean, like that. You can see that was maybe a little too high, but you can draw lines and then erase them if you want or need to. Now, if I was going to stamp it, if I had alphabet stamps, then I would probably put a line, and then it's still hard to stamp letters like straight sometimes. So I do really like these die cut letters. But again, if you need to put a ruler down and line them up, or there's all kinds of tricks. I just like to kind of, I always say, I just kind of eyeball it straight. It's straight enough. So just enough space so that you can tell it's two words. I have a thing of totes down here at the end of my table that has all my album retreat kits that I need to finish. I have no idea when I'm ever going to have time to do that right now, but I'm getting more and more comfortable in doing my weekly lives and just trying to work on all the other little aspects of the business in a scheduled format. I struggle with that a little bit still. But once I get all that figured out, then maybe I'll have a little free time here and there where I can work on them because I still want to make them. They're gorgeous. But anyways, the new album retreat is starting, or is registration starts like May 28th, I think, opens up. So you'll want to be ready to order your kit then because there's will probably be a limited supply. So you don't want to wait on it. Kind of like registering for on stage. Nobody dreamed that that would um and just on a whim, I decided, okay, I'm gonna just go ahead and sign up. If I had waited the next day, I wouldn't have even got a registration. And then I couldn't even go. So, which stunk. All right, so I'm gonna bring in the last little tidbits of what we're gonna do. And so we're gonna have a cluster. If we have a little cluster of geotags up here, we can just kind of do that. We've got a little element here. So what if we do, I really like these. Bring in a little bit of this Azure blue up here, maybe. We've got, of course, this is orange. I may should have done a different color, but I could do it like down somewhere. We can do how about a strawberry slush? Just kind of like that there. We'll do it. I could have stamped that right on the white paper, but all right, I think that'll work. And then we just got to figure out what we're going to do over here. We could take a couple of these hearts. I need to quit doing this on my mat and keep it clean. So let me bring in my silicone mat. And since we don't have any like gems, I can use these little hearts around and about. Then you've got some stars here too. More geotags. You know, it would be cute. Maybe. Ooh, ooh. Look, I like this. It brings a little bit of that black over there. Okay, like that. Now let's do this one, and I think we'll pretty much be done. I still got to stamp this somewhere, maybe right down in here, or right there, maybe. We'll see. Let's do a couple of different things over here. Let's do like a blue airplane looking thing. And maybe one of these. Got a little black in that, so I think I'll do some yellow. Um, and then something right over here. I don't want an arrow because I've got that. Not sure. Yeah, I probably need something like that. Needs to be a little bit heavier. And then we can do a, yeah. All right, pull things out. Let me, probably would be good down here. I'm gonna do it in black. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Let me see if I can get it stamped there good. Put on. All right, and then I think one of the artisans, I think someone used that used this stamp. I was looking to see if I could figure out who it was. So I didn't have like the exact date. Let's look and see. She put an actual date. I don't see. Maybe not. She put a little geotag stamp right on there and then just put like 05 2023. So could do that. We'll see. Okay, there's my page. I'm leaving it alone. Oops, I have these. I will put one more. One more. What did I do with my stuff? And then I'll save the other one for another project, probably. I like to put the heart right there. I'll do that. And then I'll put just, since it was a span of a couple of days, I'll put '07, which is July, and 24. All right. Okay. There we have it. I love it. It's so fun. All right. Let's see. Charisse has a couple album retreats. We talked about that she needs to finish. Debbie loves the title and placement. Thank you. Kate just started watching from Australia. You'll have to go back and check out the replay. And thank you, Christine. Lovely layout. This set was totally off my radar. Yes, I love it. I've been wanting to play with it, but I was trying to save it until the artisans submitted their projects, because then I can grab a few ideas and incorporate them into my projects throughout the week. I just remembered one thing that I didn't do. So this is something I like to do. You can just take one of our new journaling pens that'll be available in May. I'm going to stop it right there and then start it again and just go around. And this just kind of frames the pages and brings everything in and then goes along with all that kind of pen work that looks like it's on all the, so it's just another element that you can put. Now this one, I got to sneak in right up here and I'm just freehanding it. If you put your hand down on a surface and just pull towards you, you can get I'm not trying to get a straight line, like a super straight line, but it can be fairly straight. Okay. Do this around both, and that just finishes it off. I'll do that one. I'll do this side real quick too. Now I'm going to flip. I'm going to move this out of the way because since I'm right-handed, I want to be able to not have anything to obstruct my hand moving down the page. And just rotate. And you can do little dots or bows, dashes, stitching. You could do stitching if you wanted to, but I'm just trying to kind of copy what it looks like in the DSP. Just fun little ways that you can bring everything together. See, the stitching might work too because it's got these little stitched looking lines on there. All right, there. Now we're done. I don't think I'll add anything else to it. So I think those will be my finished pages. All right, thanks again for joining me. Have a great Monday. Hope you have a great week if I don't see you or hear from you again. But I will be going live on Wednesday for my story and sketch, live with Pamela at 10 a.m. Wednesday to create another fun page with this, what's it called? Let's forget what the whole collection is called. I keep getting you messed up with the tags to go. And this is my scrap and create. Is it on the go? I literally cannot remember. Um, yeah, on the go. On the go scrap and create kit. You'll get all the paper you need along with the embellishments, the twine, baker's twine. You'll just need the tags to go bundle that comes with a stamp set and dies to recreate the pages as I have created them. An alphabet set or alphabet stamps or your Cricut you could create a title with, but I use the mini alphabets and the alphabet a la mode dies. So there you have it. Have a great week, everyone. If you can't make it Wednesday, join me for Friday's Feel Good Friday, where we'll create two fun fold cards using what we have left in our Scrap and Create kit. All right. God bless you all. Have a great week.